Hi, Kiwi. All right, we are back at Fury. Now, I am going to skip, I am adding one little clip in before we get to the main run, just because, well, you'll see, it's rather sad, but I hope you enjoy. All right, we've got this. Just a little bit more to go. All right. Okay, good, good. Dash in, dash in. Oh, no. No. Darn it. All right, Kiwi. I've been grinding out what is this, the flame for a while now, but I think I've got his strategy down. We'll see. But this pattern, it's, you know me, shockwaves are always a bit of a problem. Anyway, I guess since I keep repeating myself every time I clip out a failed attempt, I may as well just say I am still on this weird journey of destroying my sleep schedule for the sake of a single overnight shift, which is probably a huge mistake. I probably shouldn't have signed up for this in hindsight, but you know, it's a learning experience. I'm still kind of testing the waters and figuring out what works for me and what doesn't, and since I've made decisions, I have to commit to them, I suppose. I'm not one to skirt out on commitments. Not normally, at least. Not without a very good reason, or with consent from the other party. Anyway, oh, foof. Foof? Yeah, that's my swear for the morning, I guess. Ah, foof. Anyway, so I have taken a bit of a break from the last recording. I decided to pause and get some nice hotel breakfast. This hotel actually has a pretty good all you can eat sort of breakfast affair. It's included in the price, thankfully. I mean, I am paying out of pocket for work on this. The tax write-offs are nice, but they don't completely sink the total cost of staying at these sorts of locations. So, no. Wow, did you see me weave through all those bullets? That was pretty fancy. Anyway, I don't know. It's still a choice. I could probably find a way to do this without the expense, but it's just more convenient, and I'm willing to foot the bill for the sake of the job that I got. At least for now. Anyway, sorry, I just needed to focus for a second there. So what did I have for breakfast? Well, a little bit of everything. So they have these delicious egg white veggie omelets. And like, I'm not the biggest fan of the taste of egg white. Like, I like it, don't get me wrong, but it's not like I actively seek it, and I don't usually cook it. Eggs are like, I go in waves with eggs. I either eat them a lot, or I don't eat them at all. And I think that's in part, well, more particularly recently, I've been trying to cut back on the higher fat, higher cholesterol foods, and like egg yolk is kind of high in those things. Like egg white's fine, I believe. I'm not a nutritionist, but to my understanding, it's kind of how that works. But these omelets, man, are killer. They taste so good, and they have like, I think, carrot, pepper, onion, probably. I don't know if they have anything else in them. I haven't actually examined them. I'm too busy eating them. But what I usually do is they're folded over, so they're these little semicircles. Oh, that spins. Oh goodness, laser skiwi. They're these little semicircles that are folded, or they're a circle that's folded over into a semicircle, if that helps make the picture clearer. I take two of them and put them on a bagel, and they're quite good. They often in typical American breakfast fashion, they always have bacon or sausage patties as well, or sausage links. I think of the three, I'm most a fan of the sausage links. There's something inherently enjoyable about the crunch, or like the snap of biting into the casing of a. Oh wow, that did a lot of damage. Into the casing of the sausage, and I know you don't like sausages, so why am I even rambling about this to you? But for me, the enjoyment of the sausage is honestly the tactile feel as much as the flavor. I think that's why sausage patties are probably the lowest of the three for me, though, because they lack. They can be done well, they can be done poorly, and this ones are kind of done poorly. They're pretty dry and lackluster, but they have the flavor. But the dryness just ruins. I guess what I'm getting at is when I'm eating sausage, and don't take this out of context, please. When I'm eating sausage, it's really the texture along with the flavor that I care about. If the texture's wrong, they're just not nearly as enjoyable. Kiwi, you're gonna play this as a recording to me later and make fun of me for saying that out loud, aren't you? Oh well, no, I know you won't, but context matters. We've been having a lot of conversations of context matters when we say something silly, and it could be definitely misconstrued in a, if not an innuendo, just a wow, that could be taken really badly out of context sort of manner. Anyway, all right, here we go. We're on to his he doesn't like his arm phase. Like, I don't understand what the logic for this is. He's mad, sure. But I mean, why would you? I honestly think he's more difficult to deal with 3 arms shooting 3 lasers than 2 arms and a mallet, or a mallet, an arm sword. I don't know what to call it, but I don't know. Video game logic, man. That was funny. He was doing a little dance there while I was shooting him. So probably my favorite part of the breakfast, aside from the egg white omelets, is they also have potatoes, like the home fried potatoes. Are they called home fries? No, I don't actually know what they're called, but you know, the little cubes of potatoes that are cooked in a very tasty way. Like, and I openly acknowledge, like, after talking about I'm trying to cut back on my salt, I'm trying to cut back on my fat intake, that, like, this entire breakfast is just spitting in the face of that mentality. But it's like a one-time sort of deal, you know? I don't eat it regularly, and so it's kind of like we'll call it a cheat. We're cheating on my diet for a brief moment just to enjoy something that I rarely get to eat. Because I do not buy sausages, I do not buy bacon, I do not really cook with eggs outside of baked goods that often, so I'm willing to give myself this one opportunity to enjoy something a little bit out of my usual, I don't know if wheelhouse is the right phrase, but, you know, I got to enjoy it, and I'm happy that I did. Ooh, they also have little containers of both regular milk and almond milk, or is it almond milk? It might be soy milk. No, I think it is almond milk. And I'm so glad you showed me almond milk, Kiwi, because I love regular milk, and I will continue to drink regular milk and dairy products no matter what, but I am lactose intolerant, so when I'm about to go to work and I need to make sure that I'm not suffering in the bathroom, instead of being able to do my job, almond milk was a game changer, because it's weird. It does still kind of taste like milk, have a similar consistency to milk. I mean, it's definitely not the same, but I can trick my brain into believing what I want, I guess, is kind of what I'm saying, maybe. Either way, it's pretty good, and it does go well enough in cereal, especially when the added sugar of the cereal is enough to flavor the milk. But they do have cereal there. I have not eaten cereal, kind of because of the dieting thing that I've been doing. I have not had cereal in a very long time, and I still haven't had it yet. But one of these days, the next time I'm at a hotel, maybe I will have some cereal, because I do miss it. I haven't been allowing myself it, because I mean, when you put it on paper, cereal is just a glorified dessert that we treat as a breakfast. It's straight sugar. It has and it's dairy. It's basically like if you had ice cream with toppings on it. Like I view cereal almost exclusively as a dessert. And so I don't usually eat it for breakfast. One, because if I have it with milk, it'll ruin my stomach for the day. But two, it really isn't anything other than a dessert in my eyes. You may disagree with me. I know my cereal hot takes are... People might have some very strong opinions about breakfast cereals, and I don't necessarily want to go stepping on their feet. But this is the belief that I maintain at this point, just because of when you look at the calories for a bowl of cereal, like if you have the milk and you have this and the cereal, it's like 400, 500 calories in a bowl, and it's not any like, of course you have milk protein, but that's not like, you don't look at protein as or milk as like a main source of your protein needs. So it's mostly carbohydrates and fats, like a lot of desserts are. All right, here we go, Kiwi. Can I get this? This is our rematch. You know, as it turns out, in that clip I posted before, this is my first time getting to see his desperation move, actually. Oh, okay, he got me. That clip that I posted, I hopefully included in this video, I didn't realize there was still a phase, like, there was still a close combat phase after this. I assumed it was just going to be... I assumed it was going to be just a gauntlet of... Oh, hold on one second. This is... Diagonals are a little bit iffy. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Kiwi, can you tell that I'm decompensating from the lack of sleep? Because I definitely can. I don't know if I have much more left in me. I know I have the star left, and that sounds like it's going to be rough. Especially on inferior difficulty, which I don't know what I'm getting myself into. But we'll see. I very well... Oh, goodness. Okay. I don't know how this is going to go, Kiwi. But... Alright, I think what I'm gonna have to do is I think I'm crashing because I'm post-prandial. I've eaten a meal, and I'm also pretty darn sleep deprived. It's coming up on the time that I was planning to go to sleep. I ate my breakfast. I went for a nice, oh goodness. I went for a nice little walk. So I killed like a good 2.5 hours. So it's almost like what I think 11 right now. And I was planning to go to sleep at 12. So I'm probably gonna take a shower, and then I will. Maybe I'll just have to try this again in a separate recording. Maybe. Well, maybe I shouldn't sell myself short just yet. We've still got a chance at beating him, you know. I know I'm prone to saying all bets are off, but I think the bet is on here. I'm going to bet that I can beat him. Because we're already almost up to his close combat phase. I just have to make sure I don't get clipped. And I mean, look at my HP. I've only taken a singular hit. And this should phase him with like... There we go. Okay. Here we go. I just have to survive. You smack your chest, big guy. That is a weird phrase. Kiwi. This episode may be... strange when you end up listening to it, if you end up listening to it. I know you... we'll see. What are you gonna do? Okay. Oh, gosh, there was like no space to dodge that. I barely clipped it in time, but we got him, Kiwi. Okay, there we go. Alright. Onto the star. Whew. Honestly, this one was tough. Took me a whole hour. Definitely took some breakfast in between, which helped refresh me, I guess. Breakfast makes everything better. But, onto the next one. Hi, Kiwi! Alright, we are back at Fury. Now, I did unfortunately have to take a break in the last recording. The star was beating my butt, and I was like an hour into the run, but I was crashing so bad after having eaten breakfast and not having enough sleep that I decided, okay, this speedrun has to end, and we'll just do the individual fight in the, like, select your boss mode sort of gameplay. Now, full disclosure, I have been banging my head against this boss for a fair bit. This is a new day after trying maybe like 1 or 2 times at the hotel, and then maybe 2 or 3 times at home. But we're gonna roll with it here. We'll see how far we get. I figured what I would do is try and record a little bit without commentary, just so I could learn the boss, but maybe like if I found anything cool I could show it. Didn't really find anything cool yet. I did watch the speedrun, and apparently there are some safe spots to this boss, though, which are pretty cool. I think I will use them, because they are fair. They were never patched out, so I think they were dev intended. And, I mean, it's a hard boss. I want to get the win, and to effectively get the S rank on this boss, a lot of people do use those safe spots, so I feel comfortable in knowing that I will use them as well. Now, one thing I will say is, I think I commented on this a fair bit when I fought the base level of the star. I struggle with the perspective on this, like the timing for dodging the lasers. Like I think I have it, but I either let them get too close or they're too far away when I try to do like that. Like it looked like I would have dashed. Let's just try this again. Like I'll save myself it's honestly faster to wait to hit restart than to wait for her HP bars to refill. Or my HP bars to refill, rather. I think what I ultimately have to do is, because I can't really judge perspective, I just have to charge my dash. And if I do that, maybe I'll have a better success rate. We'll give it a shot. When I'm not shooting lasers, of course. This is basically just a glorified laser battle when it comes down to it. And then an occasionally well-timed parry. I feel like it is... These little satellites that shoot the lasers, shoot the projectiles, I could target them, but I feel like it would...
We have always been here for you. Why all this?
I feel like I would end up taking more damage than less, just trying to not DPS the thing that phases and resets my HP. So, if there's a point where I can line them up and get a good hit, maybe, but I don't think I'll be going out of my way to hit them, is what I'm getting at. So the star really is just mostly a bullet hell, and then it gets progressively worse when the shockwaves and lasers come out.
But you got caught. And now this.
This mechanic right here is really rough for me to deal with for some reason, but I've gotten a lot more consistent at it, at least. See, one more. Oh, no, see. Oh, can I dodge that? Okay, good. So at least I didn't completely lose my HP there. Now, one question I have to ask is it... I mean, here, clearly, it's not worth it, because these little orange orbs block my projectiles, but I wonder if rapid fire actually DPS is better than the laser.
You think they will welcome you?
I do quite like the music here. Alright, so this is one of the places that has a safe spot. I believe it's like right here, maybe in the corner. Maybe I'm mistaken, whatever. I found a strategy that works for me mostly. It's just I have to time my dodge right. And then I focus down the right hand. I favor the right hand. But basically, I can strafe through the orange shots. I just have to dash through the blue orbs that come through here. And then this pattern just wipes my brain out. I seem genuinely incapable of dealing with it appropriately. One, because, like, in theory, it's a simple pattern. You just have to dash 4 times, and it's basically, then you dash the same direction, but in reverse. But as it turns out, I am just really bad at dodging lasers. But that's how you're supposed to do it. That there is how you're supposed to do it. Now, in theory, now I definitely have a safe spot. So if I stand here and just charge shot, I should be able to finish this phase without dying. Unless I get greedy, which is always possible. And here's an instance where I can, in theory, kill the satellites because they're in the line of fire. Oh, don't get hit by those sorry, punch the mic. I was a little ballsy there, not gonna lie. I went dancing around that orange orb like it wasn't a threat. It was a threat. It was definitely a threat. But here's the other speedrun strat. If you run directly at the fist and then shoot it point blank with your laser, it instantly dies. Let me just call it an insta-gib, kind of in reference to those old first-person shooter type games that had, like, if 2 entities tried to exist in the same space, they would, like, one of them would blow up. I know my best reference for that is Team Fortress 2, where you would, I think it was called telefragging, if you, like, used the same teleporter as another character and landed in the same space as them and they were an enemy, they would just explode and die instantly. It was pretty funny. I forget if that worked on allies, but I don't think it did. Alright. This pattern right here is all about a rhythm. You shoot, dash, and parry, and then repeat. Or, darn it, got clipped by the shockwave. We were so close to beating that phase. Fortunately, I wasn't able to pop the hand in time, so this is a little sketchy, but we can play it legit. Maybe I can prove to myself that I can play this legit. I can't play this legit. Kiwi. Oh, goodness. Shockwaves, man. Shockwaves in my brain. The only thing that I have more trouble with is lasers. This is going to be super sketchy because now I have to deal with... I have to deal with both hands shockwaves while also parrying. I think this is probably just going to be a flubbed run. Oh well, we'll give it our best shot. Nope, never mind. Got hit. Alright. Almost took out that hand in one go, so I should be able to clear it before I take too much damage here. It is kind of lame that I have to depend on a speedrun strat to beat this boss. I acknowledge my own insufficiencies, but I think the burst was a proof of concept that I really struggle against the bullet hell portions of this game, particularly the shockwaves and lasers. And I think it's just my brain and the perspective of how to properly position to dodge these things just do not align with each other. Like, there is a very clear positioning. Like, I can't... here's the thing. Like, these shockwaves, they look like they get wider the longer they travel, but I don't actually know if that's the case or if it's just a weird angle about it. I think they do get bigger, but I'm not sure. Because I watching the speedrun, it didn't look like that was the case, so I don't know, Kiwi. I don't know.
You destroy us to save this world that is not yours?
Okay, this is our first time seeing the desperation move. Now, based on the original run, it's going to be a bullet hell, and that's not a surprise here, but we'll have to see what's different. So far, it's mostly just kind of gliding between these blue orbs. I wonder if I can parry them. I might try that, but for now, I'm just going to focus on dodging. I don't know if the blue ones are parryable, and again, it's a perspective issue of... it's because these orbs don't have shadows on the ground, it's really hard for me to tell where they are in the, I guess I'd call it the y-axis. But I think I can do this. I know I can do this. I've done, well, I won't say I've done this before. This will be my first time beating the star on Flamier, but I've beaten it on Fury, like the base difficulty, so... If I've beaten every other boss in the game, I can certainly do this one. Well, okay, except for the Bernard, maybe. I haven't beaten the Bernard, although in the recording time frame, I probably have beaten the Bernard, because I first introduced myself to the Bernard before I even started doing the Flamier gauntlet. Oh, we're gonna get hit here, aren't we? There. I think this is going to be a death. Unless... Oh, wow. For a second, I thought I was going to do it. I agree. What a disappointment. I am a constant disappointment to myself and my friends. Right, Kiwi? No. Nah. I'm doing my best, and I think that is something to be proud of. It may not be perfect. It may not even get me the win. But I am doing my absolute best with the resources and the time I have available, and I think that matters for a lot, at least to me. Well, this music is building up after that little pep talk to myself, I guess. I do like the music here a lot. It's like, it goes from the more synthwave music that we're used to, and it still has elements of it, but it's kind of this weird mixture of like deep, bassy threat, the picturesque of the boss we're fighting, of course, but it also has like this degree of mystery. Like, we still don't fully understand what is going on. We don't like.
How can you be so defective?
I guess I call it almost like there's like a rise up to the music. Like, it's building, and it never like fully gives, but it feels like we are rising up against this greater power. All right, we lost, but I can do this, Kiwi.
This is between you and your.
All right, Kiwi. This is gonna be my last attempt for the day. We'll see if I can make it happen. I'm still banging my head against this boss a little bit, but hey, I got to see a desperation move in the last clip that I actually included. But one more shot. We'll give this one more shot. I think I got so close on the last run. I think I saw like the last phase of its desperation move, but just didn't etch it out. So we're gonna make it happen this time. I believe. I'm definitely not exhausted, but hey, on the bright side, I am back home from that crazy overnight stipend I did.
Always been here for you. Why all this?
I guess I could talk about that a little bit, what it was like. I mean, well, I guess it wasn't really anything that special. I'm used to staying up late. Like nowadays, because I'm just so chronically sleep deprived, it's much harder. If I was better rested, if I was more rested consistently, it probably would be easier. Or maybe I'm just getting old and can't manage what I used to do in undergrad. But I mean, in undergrad, I used to do all-nighters all the time. My undergrad college had this real nasty habit of, or not even habit, it was intentional. The directors of the courses said so themselves, but they always timed a major biology lab report to be due the day after a major science exam.
You think they will welcome you?
Typically after our major general chemistry exam.
They will have no
Like
idea of what you did.
the chiefs of, or like what would I call them? Whatever, the heads of the department were in agreement that they wanted to make sure it was intended to weed students out. Let's be honest. They wanted to teach students that they should budget their time better and not like delay things. But all it does is it leads to those who have like the type B personalities, such as myself, to hurt themselves. Let's be honest. It promotes not taking care of yourself for the sake of getting a grade. I still can't handle those lasers, Kiwi. But anyway, my gripes against these individuals, there are many reasons to have some gripes against them and their philosophies around teaching, but this isn't the platform to talk about them. I digress. So anyway, as I alluded to, I was the sort of person who did put off that lab report until the night it was due, because of course I did. So I would often pull full all-nighters after a major chemistry exam, which always felt great. I have a very distinct memory of pretty much just camping out in the common room of my my friend's dorm. Oh, hey, I did it. I didn't take damage on those lasers, I think. That's cool.
Why is their world worth more than ours?
But I mean, before undergrad, even like high school, I was a notorious procrastinator.
I have never seen in any.
Got the hand? Okay, good.
Selfishness, arrogance.
I think I can do this, Kiwi. But anyway, so I've been a notorious procrastinator for so long, and I've found means to work it out, and I'm much better now because I've realized what it is. I think I just have ADHD and executive dysfunction issues. So finding a way to help keep my focus, I've found some tools. Like if I have a game running in the background, like a clicker game or more commonly RuneScape, it helps keep my focus, actually, as weird as that sounds. Like it makes me feel like I am doing something that I can periodically check, but it doesn't like take much mental resource to divert my attention, so I can get back to the task at hand very quickly. The other thing is like negotiating with myself. I'm going to make this happen before, oh gosh. Thankfully that didn't stop us from getting here.
Us to save this world that is not yours.
I think I can do this. We've got 3 chances. Anyway, so one is, yeah, having a game running in the background. 2, if you're not familiar with it, the Pomodoro. Did I just, oh, I tried to parry these and apparently this is just a safe spot. So I guess I'll just sit here. That's kind of funny. I did not know that. All right. This is kind of awkward. So I guess I can just comfortably just shoot here, and when the pink orbs appear, I'll pop them. Okay. I don't think they showed this in the speed run. I don't remember. Either way, this is kind of funny. Lost my train of thought. Oh, well, I got hit. Oh, hey, that orb disappeared, so I guess I don't have to dodge it anymore. Like, not that I was really trying to dodge it before, but you know what I mean, Kiwi.
How can you be so defective?
All right, I probably took more damage there than I needed to. Anyway, all right, focusing. I can dodge these things. What was I saying? So yeah, the Pomodoro technique is kind of like you do like 25 minutes of work and then take a 5-minute break to do something else to help kind of refresh your brain. Drinking water periodically for some reason helps. I mean, maybe I just get dehydrated or.
What a disappointment.
And having little snacks here or there, like low-calorie snacks, nothing that makes me super tired. So like an apple or like a piece of fruit sort of thing. But those are little tricks that I've found. Oh, okay. Apparently, if I charge my laser, I am too far. My hitbox becomes a little bit bigger. Interesting. Oh well, that's our first damage, I guess. But at least I know I can save spot here. That's really funny. Anyway, so those are the things that I have found that help me deal with some of my issues that can affect my ability to focus and get work done. But anyway, I would always very often camp out in the common room of the dorm of my friends because it was the only dorm on campus that had air conditioning. So especially in the warmer months,
How can you be so defective?
it made survival a bit easier. I also would often just sleep on the couch there. I would finish my work, have an alarm set, and then when the lights turned on with the sun, because that common room had quite a few windows in it. But once the lights turned on and my alarm went off, I would wake up and go about my day barely functional. But I was surprisingly functional on low sleep. Oh right, I was going to say in high school, I was even worse in high school.
You are a traitor.
There was a single instance of I pulled, oh no, lasers, Kiwi. Well, actually, I knew the lasers were coming, but you know, lasers. I don't know why I keep shooting this head, but there's just something fun about shooting, I guess. I've trained myself to shoot at all down times. But I think we can do this. I just need to clear the area away from these bullets. Anyway, so in undergrad,
There's no choice, Ryder.
or rather in high school, I pulled 3 all-nighters in a row. I was up for about, I think, not 72. It was like 54 hours straight or something like that. It was not healthy. It was a terrible decision. I was so loopy by the end of it that I was like, I couldn't get people's names right. I was barely functional. People thought I was sick and wanted me to go home. And I was like, well, the issue with that was every class I had a major assignment due within 3 days of each other, and I procrastinated to my upward limits. The thing I discovered in high school that helped me deal with how bad of a procrastinator I was and how like poor my focus was, I just had to make myself leave the house and do my work in the library, at the local library, rather than at my computer at home. And that helped a lot. But there we go. The star finished and all of our bosses conquered. Kiwi, thank you for joining me on this wonderful boss rush gauntlet. I love this game. Oh, take a look at that. Look at that mouth in the bottom. Or in the middle, I guess. Anyway, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're asleep, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.